Here's the 0Z GFS Model Run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Still have a slight northwesterly flow aloft, but unfortunately it's going to be bringing more warm air into the state as the ridge is getting ever closer to the area. And this is going to bring a little bit of activity. It brought some last night into this morning, and we still could see some activity, albeit that the chances will be fairly slight for most of the state except our northern and eastern counties. Highs today 80s north and east to lower to middle 90s. And unfortunately, as we move into Friday, 90s with heat indices at around 100 or higher. It'll be very hot, very humid. Any shower and storm activity looks to stay just north of the state, but we could see some nocturnal activity across the northern and northeastern counties, but it's going to be very difficult to plan any type of complexes that do develop during the overnight hours, and we could be seeing this multiple nights through the weekend and into early next week when the chances start to increase a little more during the day. Now, during the day, the chances will not be zero, but they will be fairly isolated at best. There'll be a lot of sunshine, temperatures in the 80s and 90s, cooling off as we go into the weekend as we're still watching a possible backdoor cold front that's going to cool our northeastern counties down into at least the lower 80s, while the rest of the state continues to be fairly close to 90 degrees. A system's going to be approaching, as you see this low as we move toward next week, and it's going to get cut off because the main storm track's going to start to move north of the area. Unfortunately, it's going to leave this upper level feature behind, and it's just going to slowly spin, and with that could bring some increased chances of showers and storms. There could be a little more cloudiness around, which could cool readings down. Still a bit up in the air if this was to occur or not. But if it does, it will keep temperatures down. The chances of rain would increase, and there'll be a lot more clouds around. But it's going to be something we'll have to continue to monitor over the next 24 to 48 hours or so as we get a better handle on this. As we move toward the middle to end of next week, though, the system will finally start to pull away to the south and east, and temperatures will actually jump back up as the main storm track, as mentioned, will be to the north of the area. So it'll be like having a ridge on top of us with an upper level feature just to our south. You can see the main storm track coming into the northwest and then up into the Canadian Prairie provinces, then across Ontario and Quebec. But this upper level feature down here is kind of keeping our weather somewhat unsettled, if this is to be correct. Now, this is more than a week out, so we're going to continue to watch this because any type of thing in this period could change the pattern from having clouds and rain in the 70s to being hot and dry and in the 90s. Satellite image from last evening. Some cloudiness off to our west, a little bit of cloudiness across Minnesota into Iowa. That's with a few showers and a few rumbles of thunder as well. And continued cloudiness across Florida with some tropical moisture coming in there. Watch warning map from last evening looks dead quiet outside of a heat advisory in eastern Montana and some air quality issues across the metro areas in the south. It's fairly quiet across the area at this point. The KPF chart over the next 5 days looks somewhat quiet as well. Very little precipitation outside of a few heavy areas across South Florida and in some pockets across the north, but it'll be very isolated and very hit and miss.